Hello everyone, my name is Tan. Artemis Oracle is my channel. I'm going to be doing a new moon reading. My name is Tan. Artemis Oracle is my channel. Just making sure it's on. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a new moon reading for the collective. I'm going to be doing a reading for each sign from Aries all the way down to Pisces. So I'm going to be following the order of the astral wheel. I'm going to be using a Moonology deck. I'm going to be using tarot and Sassy Spirits Oracle deck as well. So I just want to put it out there that I will not be answering any more questions until further notice. I'm not going to be answering any yes or no questions or any requests for a reading. That's not going to be happening until further notice. So I just want to preface that before anyone starts putting that in the chat, because I will not be responding to those questions. But if you stick around, I hope you enjoy the reading. And if you resonate with any of the messages, feel free to let me know and subscribe if you want to see more from me. And also hit the notification bell when you want to be notified when I go live again. So I just want to put this as a pinned comment in the chat so everyone is aware. And don't waste your time or energy typing in a question that's not going to be answered. Okay. Okay, put it in the chat there as well. Okay, so once again, my name is Tan and Artemis Oracle is my channel. I'm going to be doing a new moon reading. So the new moon is supposed to be tomorrow. And apparently, like, there's been a lot of planets, a lot of celestial bodies within Aries. And so there's going to be a lot of changes. I don't know if some of you have already been feeling anything different about yourself, about how your physical body feels, even how you've been mentally or emotionally, and how you've been interacting with other people. Because this is a time where the energy is very active, and Aries is a very fiery energy. It's the first sign of the zodiac. So it has a lot of energy, it has a lot of momentum. It has a lot of motivation, drive, because it's excited, it's like the full energy. So essentially, this is a time, like with everything that you may be experiencing, there may be some changes you may have already experienced or you may be experiencing. And things may be moving very quickly, or you may feel inclined to rush other people, to push people. And it's important for you to maintain some level of balance within yourself, as well as patience with yourself and other people. Patience with the process. Trust the process, right? So since this is the first new moon in the astrological new year, this is essentially like a reset for all of us. This is allowing us an opportunity to reflect and think about, what do we want to manifest? What intentions do we want to focus on in this new astrological new year? And new moons are about intentions, manifestations. This is a time to be making sure that your heart, your mind are at a clear place, and that you're only focusing on the things that you want for yourself and not on anything that you don't want. Your intention should solely be focused on what it is that you desire for yourself and for your environment, or even for the world as a whole, because we can try to manifest for ourselves individually, or for groups of people, or for the world collectively, because there may be somebody else or other people wanting the same thing. And if you're all thinking about it and putting your energy into it, unknowingly you are, it's going into a pool that's dedicated to certain intention that you each individually have, but is resonant with each other. That essentially creates an opportunity and gives the energy, positive energy, for something to change, something to improve, for a manifestation to become a reality. Rather than a wish, it becomes reality, It could also be initiating something that has been latent, something that has basically been in hibernation within you, So it's important for you to focus your energy on the direction that you want to go in. It's time to look forward, accept the past for what it is, You can't change it. As hard as it is to accept, sometimes that's all you can do. You can learn from it and make sure that you don't repeat the same mistakes. If you acknowledge and take accountability for your part in whatever you may be unhappy with, but it's important for you to look forward, move forward, and go forward towards whatever it is that you really want for yourself. So I'm going to start the reading now. And I'm going to start off with Aries. So I have 8:45 for Aries. So Aries, what does Aries need to know? What message does Aries need to know? I'm going to put these cards back. It's like with all this energy, it's important to maintain balance within yourself. Balance your emotions, your thoughts, your behaviors toward other people. Make sure to remain confident and compassionate and kind to not only yourself, but to other people too. That's for the collective, but for Aries, what's Aries manifestation message for today? What is Aries manifestation message for today? What is Aries manifestation message for today? I'm going to take the top. Full moon in Aries. Cool your emotions. Aries, you're a fiery sign. You're firecrackers. If there's something you want to do, you're going to go after it. But it's going to be very important for you to not be reckless and irresponsible with any actions you're feeling very motivated to take. It's going to require you to kind of cool your horses or cool your heels. Just, cool down, take time to reflect. Not take any irrational or irresponsible actions that may create a ripple effect that may affect the rest of the year for you. Also, make sure that if you are going through something and you're feeling overly reactive, it's maybe time for you to take some sort of break or respite and know when you feel pay attention to your body, pay attention to the cues that your body is giving you. And if you feel like you're getting in a place where you're going to come out of your face, you're going to come out of character, even though you're fiery but do something that where you may impact something in a negative way. It's saying step back, take a step back, reflect, cool down. Don't do anything that you might regret later on, even if someone may deserve it, But that's your message for there. What does Tarot have to say about that for you? What does Aries need to know? So the full moon in Aries took place last Libra season. So this Libra season may be important to you too, because Libra is your opposite sign. So this is very important for you to maintain equilibrium within yourself. What does Aries need to know? To cool their emotions. Okay. Yeah, you see, icy. She's not icy. This is the Queen of Cups. This is someone who is loving, caring, compassionate. This is a call for you to pull on that energy. Even though you are Aries, and regardless of how many Aries placements you have, we all have all the signs in our birth chart, Some areas may be stronger than others, more influential. But what this card coming out is saying that it's important for you to be in touch with your emotions and remain composed in any situations that may try to incite some sort of reaction in you or out of you. It's important for you to maintain your composure, your emotional composure. Don't react. You see how stoic this glass cat is, so it's like, and then the Nine of Pentacles. This is about you standing your ground, knowing your worth, and knowing that, wherever you are, you're untouchable in a way. You're at this stable place. And in order for you to remain in this place, grounded, stable place, and not let your emotions get the best of you, it's important for you to take care of your emotions. You know, if you are experiencing emotions, allow yourself the time to work through them, but don't do so in a way that it goes against you. It works against you. And yeah, you know, certain actions, as much as you may want to rush, that you want to move quickly, it's important for you to take your time. Take your time with the Knight of Pentacles. Don't rush into anything. Be very, I would say, very careful and measured with your movements, especially if you're working towards a specific goal. That it may have to do with finances too, you know, but it's a matter of you remaining grounded and maintaining your composure, I would say, you know, because you see here how this figure, she's Nine of Pentacles is like one of the best energies to have. It's very grounded, stable, secure. If anybody tries to make you feel like you're not good enough, you remember your worth too. Don't let anybody try to put you down. And I'm pretty sure that you will not, but make sure you're not doing it like where you really fuck somebody over. You know what I mean? You know, because I know you could be very fiery, you know, especially if you allow your emotions to rule over you, you know, so remain composed and you could tell a bitch off without roasting their ass. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's Aries message. So now I'm going to move to Taurus. Taurus. Please, I can't really, I want to stay focused on what I'm doing. So please read the pinned comment. But hello to everyone who's here. I want to just maintain this flow that I have. So right now I'm going into Taurus. I'm reading for Taurus. Okay, I did miss a message for Aries with the sassy spirits. Let me get that right now. Backtracking to Aries. Maybe I should not use so many cards. Too many decks. Okay. What message do you have for Aries? Well, okay. That one. All right. So you're not the main character in their story. What I want to say is remember that you're the main character in your story. You know, don't wait for somebody else to recognize you, see your own worth, and focus on whatever it is that you want for yourself. You know, your energy is so beautiful and childlike and very potent, you know? So know that power. Remember your power. Don't feel like you have to play second fiddle in someone else's orchestra. You are the star of your own show. Remember that. Okay, Aries? So now I'm going to go into Taurus. Hi, Shantae. Hi, Marcia. All right. So now we're going to go into Taurus. I think I'm going to put the cards here just to help me out because I would have just done one deck, but I want to make it a little kind of layered, you know. So one message, 1654 for Taurus. Taurus. What message does Taurus need to know for them? What message does Taurus need to know? What message does Taurus need to know? At this inspiring. What message does Taurus need to know? Okay, new moon in Aquarius. Open up to change. Taurus, you're very stubborn. And I'm a fixed sign as well. So I understand. But this is about you opening up to change, doing something different, looking at things from a different perspective, but even approaching things at a different perspective, from a different perspective. And setting intentions that you will just try to change it up for yourself. Because I know fixed signs tend to be creatures of comfort. They like their comfort zone. So there may be something in this year that you will have to kind of shake things up for yourself. Put yourself in a different place, a different environment, even put yourself out there if you're someone who tends to stay to yourself. You know, open up to change, open up to different perspectives, different horizons, different thoughts, even different versions of yourself. You know, you may be fixed to who you are, but there may be certain parts of yourself that have yet to be untapped, that have been untapped. So you really need to tap into your energy and see and look and discover different parts of yourself that you haven't discovered yet. Because with that perspective and with that shift in your mindset, that's going to allow you to experience some sort of change. You know, especially if you're someone who may be very much traditional, you may need to look at things from a more, not pragmatic, maybe a more progressive way. If you tend to lean more conservative or traditional. Okay, so what is this new moon and what does this open up to change for Taurus? Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, there could be some sort of new opportunity, a new beginning for you when it comes to finances or creating or building something new for yourself. But it's something new. And something new is sometimes something different. You know, take a step in a different direction. Take a path that's off the well-worn one. You know, like go into areas that you haven't explored yet. Be more adventurous too. If you've been stuck in your head, it's important for you to not overthink. Like if you're thinking about changing something, don't overthink it. Whatever small change you can make makes a difference. So don't overthink or over intellectualize, be over logistical, you know, overly logistical, like thinking about the logistics and all that stuff. That's typically what earth sign would do, you know, because they're not very fast moving energy. You know, you're more about stability and growth, but growth can take time. You know, so it's about being patient with yourself, but also not trapping yourself in overthinking, over planning, or even over strategizing, you know? What else? I didn't do this for the others. I kept shuffling. I should have just kept taking the cards, but let's see what comes out. There's a reason why I changed the way I shuffled. Look, because there may be some sort of wish fulfillment that is on its way to you this new astrological year. But you won't know of this until you take a different direction. You know, you walk down a different path, different than what you've already walked. You already know the lay of the land. Maybe it's time for you to explore and see what else is out there for you. And that could be in anything. That could be in your career. That could be with any hobbies. It could even be with love, you know. Maybe you may have a specific type. Not that I mentioned love, right? Maybe you should try something a little bit different, you know, because maybe if you've been putting yourself out there and you have been getting the same results, then you know what they say about that. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, right? So there's something that needs to change, especially if you're not happy or you feel a little bit stuck or stagnant. Like but this is a stagnancy that you created for yourself, because you could easily get out of this mental prison because you created it. You know, you are the hero in your own story. You have to remember that. And you are also the creator, along with the divine. You are able to create the happiness that you want for yourself. You are able to go towards whatever wish fulfillment you want for yourself. It's going to require action, and it's going to require something for you to do, but that's different than what you've ever done before. Okay? And then, what's your sassy spirit's message? And what's the message for Taurus? I like shuffling, just so you know. My message just Taurus needs to know this time. Okay. If they wanted to, they would, period. I was mentioning love. I don't know if you're dealing with the same types of energy or you're just waiting for somebody to come around. This is an opportunity for you to maybe step out of something that is no longer fulfilling you, that has left you waiting and wanting and feeling in lack. One thing you are is, and anyone is, you're never in lack. That's a belief, that's a mindset that you can easily change for yourself if that's what you want, you know? So if there's someone that you're waiting for who hasn't really been proactive in showing their interest in you, and you feel ignored, you feel you're not being appreciated or even noticed, then that's your cue to move forward and venture out into something new, you know? Something, especially if you're wanting something serious. You want a solid, stable relationship, you know, where you can be happy, where you can feel love and fulfilled, but also have also that stability and so create a solid foundation for yourself when it comes to like your future with a family, like creating a family, creating a legacy for yourself. So this is, if you needed to hear this, if they wanted to, they would, period. You know, that should, if you're waiting for some sort of closure, you're going to have to create it for yourself. Okay. I hope that helps, Taurus. Okay. Now let's go into Gemini, 2433. Okay, Gemini. What does Gemini need to know? What message does Gemini need to know? Thank you for liking, and if you have subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I honestly, I'm gonna put this in there for just so everybody can understand. I kind of want to stop doing the answering the questions because I feel like people only come because they just want the question answered. They subscribe just to get the question answered and then they disappear. I'm a Scorpio. I don't like that fake shit. You know, so I want people, and I want to manifest people who resonate with me, you know, who resonate with the messages that I give and enjoy my energy and also reciprocate it. You know, I have two people here who are constantly supporting me. They're here on my lives, and that's Marcy and Shantae. You know, and I love consistency. As a fixed sign, I like consistency, you know, and I rather have consistent, supportive people subscribe to me than people that just want to get a piece of me and then disappear, you know, like a fart in the wind. Okay, so I'm going to have to put a new timestamp for Gemini, 26 for Gemini. Yeah. Well, you're one of the supporters too, Alpha, because you're here. I know you're busy and stuff, but, you know, I know my people. Shantae, Marcia, Hira, Alpha. I know the return, the people that have always returned, and I appreciate you. Okay, so Gemini. What does Gemini need to know at this time? Thank you, Monette. And you too, Monette. I know you're here when you can. And the same thing with Shantae. I know Shantae, you know, you have your family and everybody's busy, but you make time to join. And I appreciate you for that. Okay, so Gemini. Okay. Okay, keep your heart open. First quarter moon in Libra. Who cares about what moon phase it is? This is the advice, though. Keep your heart open, Gemini. I don't know if this year is going to be very trying for you, if you've already experienced this already, and this is going to require you to move forward, once we have the new moon. You know, technically it could be the new moon could be today or tomorrow. It depends, right? And where you are in the world. But keep your heart open. I feel like if you're experiencing something that's kind of blocking your heart, not allowing you to be in your loving energy, well, you're a duality sign, you know, so you may be in this period where you may be in the dark side, where your heart is closed and you're not really open or receptive to anything. So this is asking for you to be more receptive. It's important, yes, to protect yourself, protect your heart, because it is very fragile. You know, everybody's heart is fragile in its own way, but fragile nonetheless. Yes, it's important for you to protect your heart, but it's also important for you to be able to receive love and also express love. So just may have to be discerning about how you express your emotions or share your love with other people, and also about what types of love you're receptive to. Use whatever experience you had from the past as a litmus test for future interactions you have with people in any situation, because we don't have to only have love people that we love, you know, like romantic. It's family, it's friends, it's even our community. It's whatever you can pour your love and your heart and soul into, you know, but you know already how to do that for yourself. But it's important for you to still maintain an open heart, you know, allow yourself to receive love, you know, don't let anything stop you from experiencing that, especially if you could even be blocking it from yourself. You know what I mean? Like you're blocking yourself from experiencing your own love. Okay. What does Gemini need to know? Gemini, you got the Magician. That's your card. Yes, if you want to manifest something, you have to be in a positive space, because wherever your energy is, wherever your intentions or your feelings are, that's going to dictate what you're going to be attracting to you. So if you're in a negative place, you're going to be attracting negative shit. If you're in a positive place, you're going to be attracting positive, I don't want to say shit, but, you know, positive things too, you know. What else? This is like Billie Eilish in me with the Magician, the Mad Hatter. Let's see. Can I get 2 more cards, Spirit, for Gemini? 2 more cards for Gemini. Thank you, Mona. I try. I want you to see how I read, because I would love to be able to do readings, and I'm not really able to do that with a yes or no. Oh, yeah. See, I was talking about boundaries. Yeah, it's important for you to maintain It's important for you to maintain boundaries, you know, but it's also important for you to know when to lower them, you know. Your experience has trained you. Just trust yourself. Trust yourself. That may be one thing too. You may feel like you don't trust yourself, and it's easier just to block everything out than to let anything in. Trust me, I understand that, you know? So, but it's important, you know, to understand and be able to discern when it's absolutely important for you to have your guard up and when it's okay to put your guard down. Can I get something else? I saw the Emperor. Yeah, you have power, you have control. We all do, regardless of a sign. But you have power and control. You get to decide. You are the captain of your own ship. I want to say you are steering your own car. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's what I want to say something about steering wheel. Now I'm imagining like a fence being run through, like a car just driving through a fence, you know? I don't know why. Can I get one more card for Gemini? One more card for Gemini. Oh my God, chunks want to come out. Oh my God, that doesn't sound right. Gemini. Yeah. See, I was talking about car. Look at that. The Chariot is like the car. Card. It's the vehicle card. You know, you have to know when it's important for you. Sometimes you're gonna even have to break through your own boundaries. And the boundaries could be this prison that you put your heart in, you know. Sometimes you gotta like unchain your heart. Yeah. I'm just imagining a heart that has like chains all over it because you just want to protect it so much. You don't want to let anything in. But it's like you have to break through that for yourself because you're doing yourself a disservice. You're holding yourself back. Especially if there are any, oh my God, dang it, speak English. especially if you're trying to manifest something. You know, especially if you're trying to manifest something for yourself. You don't want to be blocking something from yourself because of fear of getting hurt, or fear of disappointment, fear of grief, a fear of loss. But they say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You know, you don't want to do that to yourself. You're going to be doing a disservice to yourself. And it could be in anything. It could be with love, career, money, whatever it is that you want for yourself. Okay, so what's your sassy spirit message? That came out too soon. Let me shuffle these cards. 26. Tell me, what does Gemini need to know? What spirit message does Gemini need to know at this time? What spirit message does Gemini need to know at this time? Even the moon takes a break. Sit down. So if there's been something that you've been really, like you've been overworking, maybe, I don't know, I want to say distracting too, because I'm thinking about you keep your heart open. I don't know if you have been distracting yourself with a lot of different things, but then you may have been burning the candle at both ends, is what they say. If you're feeling tired, if you're feeling lethargic, if you feel like your energy is low, it's important for you to take time to rest, you know, so that you could build up your energy. Because with this new moon, the energy is very potent. I don't know if some of you are already feeling the effects, Gemini, but I would say that it's important for you to take a break for yourself. You deserve it. You deserve to have a break from whatever it is, especially if you've been distracting yourself or even overworking, having too many responsibilities, a lot of things pulling you in different directions. So what Spirit is saying is that it's important for you to take rest for yourself. From even the moon takes a break. Sit down. It's important. Look at this. The moon takes a break. Sit down. If you think about the new moon, it's kind of like the moon is taking a break. You don't see the moon during the new moon. You know, you may see the outline. I've seen a new moon and it's beautiful, but it's taking a break. It's like, I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be looked at. It's like, they're like, the moon right now is like Sia. You know, you see she's on stage, but she don't want to see you, you know? So that's how I'm imagining the moon right now. So that may be something that you need to do too, so that you can heal, so that you can allow yourself to have your heart open and be able to manifest something, especially if there's something that you really want. But it's important for you to take rest too, because, you know, you don't want to be like overly exhausted and then you're trying to manifest something, but then you don't even remember what it was and you don't even know if it would make any sense because you were just so tired. You know when we're really tired, we start talking and we make no sense at all. We sound crazy. So I hope that helps, Geminis. All right. Now I'm going to go into Cancer. My Cancerians, 3627. Okay, what message does Cancer need to know? I hate saying Cancer, but that's why I say Cancerians. And the thing is, I have Cancer rising in my chart. So what does Cancer need to know at this time? What manifestation message do you have for Cancer? Okay, you got two cards, Cancer. Oh, wow. You know what's funny? Because Cancer, the opposite sign of you is Capricorn. And two Capricorn cards came out. And you know, Cancerians are very sensitive, can be moody, can be emotional, very sensitive, right? But it says, leave the past behind. Last quarter moon in Capricorn. Leave the past behind. And then you have the new moon in Capricorn. Step up and lead. Step up and lead. So With leave the past behind, it's time for you to obviously leave the past behind. It already served its purpose. It's time to release whatever resentments, any grudges that you may be having, because the last quarter moon is about releasing. Because the last quarter moon is going to eventually be the new moon. I was born in the last quarter moon. So the last quarter moon is definitely about releasing, being in the midst of release. So there may be something that you need to release from yourself, release your connection to, your bond, your energetic cord to. It could even be what you put a lot of your time, energy, and effort towards. And that could be mental energy that, constantly looking at the past, revisiting it, trying to figure out what went wrong, or no, you look at your part, see what you can do differently, but it's time to move on. You can't change the past. The only thing you can change right now is this moment, and this moment plays an impact in the future, so the past has already played out. It's already done what it needed to do, but it's a matter of how are you going to let it affect your present moment. Are you going to let it to continue to plague you, influence you, even hold you back? Or are you going to turn your back to it and move forward? Now, step up and lead. This is new moon in Capricorn. I don't know if some of you are in this place where you may be wanting to step up into a role of leadership. The thing is, you're in a new moon phase. And if this is something that you're trying to manifest, it's going to require you to leave something behind. And one of the most important things or tasks that a person who wants to be a leader needs to do is to work on their confidence. So if there's anything that has happened in the past, that you've experienced in the past, or even you've thought about yourself because of the past, you have to release that, because that is going to interfere with you stepping up and being a leader in some way, in whatever capacity you can be a leader, or you envision yourself being a leader. But this is also about you stepping up to your own power and taking the lead in your own life, not letting the past dictate you, and you making decisions based on the present moment, your experience, and not the past itself. Not any grudges or resentments or bitterness that you may be holding against situations or people from the past, because that's going to be an interference in you taking ownership and authority over your future, over your life. But it's a decision that you have to make at this moment, and whatever moment that you see this reading, Okay, so what message does Cancer need to know? May not get. I know Alpha likes that. I like playing around Alpha if he's still there. What does Cancer need to know? What much does Cancer need to know at this time? Okay. See, it's about moving forward. If you're holding on to the past, that's kind of slowing you down. And it's like once you start to release things start to move quickly for you. You may be seeing very fast, swift changes within yourself, or even whatever you're going towards, whatever you may be trying to manifest for yourself. But wow, and it may happen unexpectedly. And it could be some sort of unexpected offer that you receive that is it's like once you clear the path, because if you look at a tornadoes, they destroy whatever path they go, and whatever's in their path, it's destroyed. But it also clears the way. So with you releasing the past, that's like removing all the blockages. So this is you. You could be the tower. You could be deciding to release things. And that's what's allowing the path to be cleared and allowing there to be swift action, allowing yourself to move swiftly. But also, I say, be careful, make sure to take time, because this Aries energy is very, you got to be responsible, when you be very discerning and really think about what your ultimate manifestation, your intention is. But also make sure to be grounded. Don't act out emotionally. Don't let your emotions dictate you or even block you. So this could be you blocking removing any emotional blockages, and that's going to allow things to flow for you, because you are a water sign, right? So you're going to allow things to flow for yourself once you start to release things. And there could be some unexpected offer, an offer that, because maybe there's been offers that you've been receiving, but they may have been like blasé, like they're not what you want. They're not, your cup of tea, but the right one may be coming along. But it's a matter of you releasing the blockages, releasing anything that may be inviting those offers that you don't want. But this clearing, this cleanse is what's going to allow what it is that you want to come forward to you to come to you without any. It'd be very, I want to say clear, because I'm imagining clouds and everything that you saw was kind of murky, or anything that you've been receiving, any offers you may have been receiving, could be with love, it could be with jobs, opportunities. They may have been murky because you may have been murky with holding on to certain things in the past. It's like clearing the debris, and then something clear, something honest, something pure may be coming towards you. But you have to be in that state yourself, Oh, this card fell out. Yeah. Oh my God, the Ace of Swords. Something needs to be cut out. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be very clear about what your intention is. But in order for you to be clear, you have to remove any clutter from your mind, from your heart, from your space, in order for you to see clearly what it is that you want to attract. And what do you really want for yourself, especially if you're wanting to step into a role of leadership, or you even want to take authority over your own life. Okay, so what's the spirit message for Cancer? For the Cancerians, what spirit message do you have for the Cancerians? Okay, don't channel messages when you're angry. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself, that you're feeding your soul, not only on your tummy. You want to be making sure that you're consuming things that are good for you, consuming media or consuming information, media, content that is good for you, and filtering out anything that serves no purpose, because that could also be another thing that could be interfering with you. You could be receiving so many messages that cause conflict within you, and maybe even have you in conflict with yourself, with the way you see yourself, the way you see things, how you perceive things. So it's important for you to make sure that you're nourishing not only your body, but your mind and your heart, your soul, with content, or I want to say content that is beneficial to you and won't in any way harm you. Okay? So that's your message, Cancerians. I hope it helps you. Okay. So now I'm going to go into Leo. I feel like I don't have enough space. I have other cards over here that I don't think I'm going to be using, because they're love cards. And earlier today I did a live and I did a love reading. So let's see what comes out for Leo. 4611 for Leo. I would love to know what your signs are. I know Alpha's a Capricorn. I know Shantae, if you're still there, I remember Shantae's in Aries, and she just celebrated her birthday last week. Hi, Lee, how are you? If you're still there. Monette, what's your sign? Okay, Leo, what does Leo need to know at this time? And just, I didn't even mention this, but this could be your sun, moon, or rising sign. Or whatever sign you resonate with, Or this could be for, remember, we all have each sign in our birth chart. It's just a matter of what sign is the strongest. For me, the strongest sign on my birth chart is Scorpio. So Leo, what does Leo need to know at this time? Ooh, forgive. If there's somebody that you need to forgive, it's important for you to do that. Because full moons have to do with what is, the full moon is in full, you see her in her full glory. Everything is exposed. You see all her flaws. You even see her beauty, right? You see the good, the bad, and ugly of the moon. And it's the same with a situation, and it could even be what you see in yourself. So it's important for there to be forgiveness. You don't necessarily have to go and call somebody like, hey, I forgive you. No, you don't need to do that. They don't need to know. If they fucked up, then they fucked up, right? But the forgiveness is more so for you. It's allowing you to release that bond, that energetic bond that you may have with someone, right? And that will allow or clear the way for you to manifest, because we're doing manifestations, right? Because it's the new moon and intentions, right? But also forgive yourself for anything that you've done that you're not very proud of, that may have made you come off in a negative light. But the thing is, sometimes when we do negative things, that's just an aspect of us, and nobody's perfect. People do negative things all the time, and it's just the magnitude of the negativity or the negative action varies in degrees. But negative is negative, regardless of how little or big the negative action was, right? But regardless of that, forgiveness of yourself is most important, because if there's something that you feel a level of shame or embarrassment about, or you feel like it took a hit on your pride, it's okay. We all make mistakes, we live and learn. It's just a matter of, are we going to repeat those mistakes? So it's important for you to forgive yourself, and whatever you feel like you need to. If you feel like you have to forgive somebody, you don't necessarily have to go and reach out to them. Like I mentioned, it could just be something you do or say to yourself, I forgive this, blah, 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 for doing that to me. I release this, and that's for your benefit, not for theirs. We don't forgive people to make them feel good. We forgive people to make ourselves feel good, because when you hold resentment or bitterness towards something or towards a situation, that is energy that is staying within you, and that in turn creates a blockage that may interfere with whatever you may be wanting to manifest for yourself. I sound like my voice is Leatherface right now. Oh, sorry, Leo. I'm a Leo moon. I love being a Leo moon. Let's see. What messages Leos need to know at this time? What messages Leo need to know at this time? What message does Leo need to know? Okay, Page of Cups. There may be somebody wanting to come forward to you and apologize. They may be coming in very innocent, very cute, very humble, possibly, but you will know who this person is, They may be coming out bright-eyed and like one of those critters that is deadly, but they look so cute. Like lions, like Leo, the lion cubs. They look so cute, but you know what they grow up to be, No, that's, and maybe, oh my gosh, I thought the Tower card was gonna come out. Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like in your card came out Leo, strength. This is if there's been anything that you feel like, I wanted to say this is a side message. Be brave, but trust in your power. Know that you're worthy, you're glorious, you're beautiful, you're magnetic, you're attractive, you're majestic. Remember that. But it's important for you to stay in tune with yourself. If there's something that you're working on, make sure you keep it a secret with the High Priestess coming out. But it's also about you connecting to yourself, connecting to your intuition, connecting to source, and tapping into some unknown powers, even your own unknown or untapped powers that you have. I feel like, I don't know, sometimes people want to manifest their gifts, their spiritual gifts to come out. So I don't know if that's something some of you Leos may be doing. But with the Page of Cups, I feel like somebody's going to be coming forward to you. They could be a Pisces energy. They could be a Leo just like you. take that as how it resonates, because it may not. But I feel like somebody's going to be apologizing to you. And I feel like this is someone who wants to take accountability. And I think this is someone who may be coming forward with the tail between their legs. You know, I feel like they had to overcome anything that may have interfered with them. Something that may have stopped them. Maybe they didn't feel brave enough to come forward to apologize to you. Or this could be you apologizing to yourself. And maybe you didn't see yourself for who you are. You didn't see how magical and beautiful and creative and amazing and warm and loving you are. But I feel like now this is something that you're starting to realize. I don't know if some of you have spent time by yourself and you started to get in touch with certain things, maybe reminiscing about the past, reflecting on the past. Maybe certain secrets have come out to you, or maybe certain things have been illuminated to you, and it's what's allowing you to see yourself see who you truly are, right? But there may be some forgiveness that you need to do, right? With the forgive card. And this could be an apology that you're giving to yourself, because maybe in some ways you've been holding yourself back. Maybe when you grew up, there were people telling you that you were too much, you're too much, you're too dramatic, you want too much attention, you know, you're so hard to deal with, you know, but no. And this is probably something that's been told to you since you were a child, and you probably believe that. But I think now you're starting to realize that that's not true, that you're not too much. Like they said, maybe you're just not enough, you know? Maybe those people couldn't handle you. But I feel like that's what this is saying. But also, I feel like some of you may be trying to tap into your inner higher priestess. You trying to touch base with your higher self, connect to your higher self. But I feel like if that's the case, that's going to start with you coming to terms with the past, understanding, but then also really recognizing the power that you have within you, the power that exists within you. Okay. What message does Leo need to know at this time? Spirit, angels, guides. What message does Leo need to know? Wow, your vibration is yelling, I'll settle. Maybe this is something that you've done before because you didn't see your worth. Maybe you were trying to be humble because of what was told to you when you were a child. But then in turn, you were doing yourself a disservice because you were accepting less than you deserved. And I think that's something you're starting to realize too. Something that you have, you finally realized that you've been settling for less than what you deserve. And that could be within love, that could be within career, that could be within living, family, anything, any way someone can settle. You know, you deserve the world. You deserve everything that you want. You know, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to experience and live in your authenticity. You know, you don't have to pretend to be something you're not just to be accepted by other people. Be yourself, and the people who are meant for you, they're going to come to you. And whoever is it, they could go kick rocks. Okay? I hope that helps you, Leo. I just want to shuffle those cards. And you got a major arcana, High Priestess and Strength card. Also, don't be afraid of your gifts. If that's something that just popped into my mind right now. Don't be afraid of your gifts. You're powerful. It's funny how when people tell you certain things, it's like that stagnance. It's like you're pushing something down. It's like I feel like something is emerging within you, and it's gonna be exposed, but in a good way. Okay. Now we're gonna go into Virgo. 5703 for Virgo. I have to be careful because I know I put the timestamp. I'm like, oh, Libra. No, it's Virgo. It's Virgo. What message does Virgo need to know at this time? Spirit, angels, guides. What message does Virgo need to know at this time? Spirit angel guides. I'm going to take this one. Detoxify. Full moon in Taurus. Detoxify. So there may be certain things that you need to cleanse yourself of. Are there any toxic people around you? Are you in a toxic environment that you could kind of get yourself out of? Do you have any toxic obsessions or habits? That's something for you to know. I don't know, Virgo, that's for you to know. I know Virgos are notorious for being perfectionists. And I'm not a Virgo, but they say Virgos are like the earth sign Scorpios. So, and that we get along. My sister's a Virgo. I don't know if I really got along with her. I don't know. She's not around me. It's for me to know, but let's see, Virgo. What message does Virgo need to know at this time? Something that you need to release. And you know what it is. You know what it is that you need to remove. That toxic person, that toxic trait, that toxic habit. You have to also, I would say definitely take time to yourself, because if you're noticing that certain things keep happening and not in the best way, it kind of goes against you. You gotta see and be honest. Sometimes the common denominator is ourselves. So is there something that you're allowing yourself to continue to experience, or are you attracting the same types of energies or situations to you? Okay, what does Virgo need to know? We got 3 cups. Oh wow. You got 3 cards actually. Oh my gosh. All right. We got the 3 cups with the 2 cups. I don't know if some of you were in third party situations, but if you're in a situation like that, because I have the 10 of cups here, I don't know if please take this message as it resonates, because this is what's coming. There's something that you have to release. I don't know if some of you are in a toxic relationship where you are either married to someone who is playing around, or you're playing around while you're in a relationship. But I feel like, or you could be someone who's not married, but you just have options and stuff, but you're not really committing to anything. So I feel like if you're not ready to commit to anything and you're just dealing with situations that may not be the healthiest for you, then it's time for you to kind of like cut the roster and just focus on your personal happiness. Don't drag anyone along. And this could be vice versa. Someone could be doing this to you. And you may need to cut ties with someone because of this reason. You know, it may seem like fun and games if it's like you're involved in a third party situation, but ultimately someone's going to get left, you know? And it's like, maybe it's for your ultimate happiness, for you to close out the cycle. Maybe it should be you that closes it out by walking away and going towards whatever your happiness is, you know? But another thing too is, if you're trying to manifest a relationship, I would say if you have already been in hibernation mode and have already, you know, you're aware of something that you need to work on, that you need to detoxify yourself from. I don't know if some of you do drink or do, you know, certain substances, or you may be in certain situations where that may be prevalent, then you may want to move away from those types of situations. And it may have to do with social situations where you may be meeting with friends or going out to parties, that type of thing, you know. And because I feel like this could be something that's blocking some sort of happiness that you can achieve, especially if it's with a love relationship, you know. It could even be with some sort of partnership. And the partnership doesn't necessarily have to be, it could be like I don't feel like it's work though. To be quite honest, I don't think it's work. Because we got 3 cups cards. This is about some sort of emotional entanglement. Something where there's a lot of emotions tied to it, happiness. So I feel like if you're dealing with toxic situations, it's important for you to take time for yourself to heal and to understand why you may be attracting or continuing to be in these types of situations. This may not resonate with everybody. You could be in a toxic situation. It could be the only one you're in. You haven't experienced it many times before. But some people, it's a habit, you know. But I feel like ultimately you're going to have to choose yourself, choose your happiness. And if you're wanting something that's committed, serious, and stable, and you want to find someone who is your match, because if you look at this, you got the match here with Tweedledum and Tweedledee. They're like twins, you know? So if you're looking for who could be your potential love match, then you need to reflect on and extract yourself, detach yourself from situations where you're not meeting people who align with what you're wanting for yourself. That's what it's looking like to me, you know? Okay, so what's the spirit message for Virgo? That was a weird split. What's the spirit message for Virgo? What's the spirit message for Virgo? Okay. Oh, not everyone is sent to teach you a lesson. Some people are just dumb. Remember I was talking about dealing with certain people? Don't be the dummy, okay, Virgo? Take notes. It's an experience for you. It says not everyone is sent to teach you a lesson. Sometimes people are, right? Maybe this is what you're thinking. This must be a lesson. Is it though? Or is it what you attract? You know? Let me check the time. Okay, got good timing. People are just dumb. So if you're dealing with certain people that really aren't aligned with you and basically are like wasting your time, don't be a dummy. Detach from them. Detoxify. Detoxify from these derpy, doofy, time-wasting, banana-eating energies. I hope that helps you, Virgo. I'm trying to bring some humor to this. I hope that helps you. Okay, so now we're going to be going into Libra. Libra. Libra, Libra, Libra. Like attracts like. Like attracts like. Oh my God. Like attracts like. So if you're in this lack mindset, you're going to be attracting lack mindseted people. You know, remember your worth. Remember you're worth more, that you deserve more. If you're dealing with energies that don't align with you, if that's what you want, if you want to have a relationship, a healthy relationship, a reciprocal, honest, loving relationship, you have to have an honest, loving relationship with yourself and not deal with people who aren't there for you, who aren't the ones for you. Okay, what message does Libra need to know? Libra. 1:05:35. 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 35 seconds for Libra. Libra. What message does Libra need to know? What message does Libra need to know? New moon in Libra. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Remember, know your worth is at the bottom. Know your worth. I think that's for Virgo right there. But look at that. New moon in Libra for New moon in Libra. Know you are loved. Know you are loved. I don't know if some of you feel like whatever situation you're currently in, you don't feel like you're loved, that you're not receiving the love that you give, like things have been unfair for you. Remember that you're your own first love. You have to love yourself, right? If things have been like unbalanced or not reciprocal with anything you've been dealing with, and it could be with work, it could be with relationships, family, whatever. Know that even though you may not feel like love from the people who are around you, it's important to know that you and have that love within yourself, that you can love yourself. You can love on yourself. But know that God, universe, the divine, your ancestors, spirit, they love you. They always love you. They will always love you. They will always be around you. Even the people who have passed away. I don't know if some of you feel like the people who have loved you have left, like have gone. They're around you. They're around you and they are loving you. They love you. They want you to know that. That came up. I don't know where that came from. So that may resonate with somebody. If you feel like the person, you felt like there was one person that really loved you and cared for you, and they're no longer here in the 3D realm. They're with you in spirit. But know you are loved. You know? You are loved. What I want to say, and that's why I'm smiling, is like say if you're wanting to be in a relationship, right? That person already exists. And the love that they have for you already exists. It's a matter of you being in that place where you are receiving it. So if there is love that you're trying to attract, it's important for you to know your worth, and that was at the bottom of the deck. I did notice that. I flipped the deck by mistake. And you have to know your worth. You have to know that you are beautiful, that you are worthy, that you are intelligent, that you have a lot to offer. It's just that maybe you have been meeting or experiencing situations that made you feel like you weren't. But the thing is, you have to know that within yourself. You need to validate that within yourself. You can't expect that from anyone outside of you. You have to recognize that within yourself. And then when you become an embodiment of that worth that you do have, then other people will recognize it too. And like I was saying, that love, that person, that future person, if you're wanting a relationship, their love, they exist. Their love already exists. It's just a matter of you being at that place where it can align and you could receive it and you could receive them. You got Temperance card. You have Sagittarius energy. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius, or maybe the future person is a Sagittarius, but the Temperance energy is about healing and nurturing the parts of yourself. There are parts of yourself that you may not like, but don't put your energy towards the things you don't like. You pour into the areas that you do like. Like if you're creating a garden, right? Yeah, weeds may come up, right? But you'll focus on removing the weeds, right? But you'll also make sure to take time to nurture the beautiful parts of your garden, right? You'll make sure that the soil has the proper fertilizer, that you're watering the plants, you're sprinkling them, you're spraying them with water and plant food, and you're making it pretty and beautiful. You're just focusing on the positive parts. And I feel like what this is saying is just focus more so on the positive that exists within you, all the positive traits that you have, because that's the parts that are valuable. Even the ugly parts, they have their purpose, they have their value, but I think it's supposed to be for you to compare and see, I have more of this than I do of that. I am worthy. Even though I have this, that doesn't take away from my worth. I'm still worthy, but it's a matter of how you are balancing your perception of yourself. Are you focusing more so on the negative, or are you focusing on the positive? You could be realistic and see and appreciate and acknowledge both aspects, the negative and positive of yourself, and have a balanced perception of yourself, an honest, true perception of yourself, where you are admitting you're not perfect, but you're still worthy, Let me see. What else does Libra need to know? Chunks of cards want to come out. What does Libra need to know? Oh, the Nine of Pentacles. She's Minor Arcana Empress. Libra, Taurus, Empress energy, right? We had the full moon in Taurus, then we have the new moon in Libra. They're not the same sign. They're not opposite of each other. They're different elements, but they're both ruled by Venus. And this is a matter of you recognizing your worth, regardless of your gender. This is a young woman on the card, but still, regardless of your gender, you are worthy. You have value. The Nine of Pentacles is someone who is solid, stable, secure, and abundant. You know, and abundance doesn't necessarily have to do with money. It could just be with the love and energy and care that you have, because that's valuable. Your presence is valuable. And you have to remember that. And the people who are for you, they're going to recognize that too. They're going to love you for it. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles with the Chariot. You know, it's time for you to focus. Focus on yourself. Focus on moving towards the direction. Maybe this is what it is with you see the Chariot with the flying monkeys going towards the Eight of Pentacles. This is about you moving towards focusing on yourself, focusing on building yourself, focusing on self-care, focusing on your value, improving your value, making yourself the focal point. If you think about it, because this is all about you. You are loved, but you need to recognize that. It's like once you do that, once you start putting in the work and effort towards yourself and taking care of yourself and nurturing yourself, but also still being a nurturing and caring person towards other people, but not to your detriment where you're leaving yourself at a place of lack, but it's because of who you are, you being a loving person and you reciprocating that energy, but knowing how to balance it and temper it, not over giving. If you're one of those people pleaser type people, you know, focus, direct your action toward yourself. But it's also about once you start putting in the work and focusing on yourself and your value and nurturing and taking care of yourself, even in your health too, it's like you're going to be attracting something. Something's going to be coming towards you. And it could be that love I was telling you about, the one that already exists that you have not met. The person that your future person, the one who already exists and who already loves you. He or she has not, because I don't know your gender, he or she have not met you. But the love that I have for you, it already exists. So it's a matter of, are you going to allow yourself to receive it, or are you going to continue to stay in a place where you don't feel like you're worthy, you know? Because this is about manifestation. Remember, new moons are about intentions. Okay, let's see. What's the spirit message for Libra? I hope that helps you, Libra. I hope this resonates with you in some way. I hope the message finds the people, the signs that I'm reading for, whoever the message is for. Okay, what message does Libra need to know at this time? What message does Libra need to know at this time? Remember I said get to focus on yourself, taking care of yourself. You don't suck. You just haven't slept. So make sure you're getting enough sleep, that you're not running on Red Bull, that you're not overworking or even distracting yourself with other things to not face what work you need to do if you're trying to manifest love for yourself, you know? But also if you are doing that, don't become hyper fixated on it, you know? Make sure you're taking time to rest, to rejuvenate, build up your energy. But you also you wanted red flags, not a damn parade. So some of you, maybe last month, because I see March there. I don't know if something happened where it just became very prevalent and you saw a lot of red flags you've been maybe had that realization that you haven't been dealing with the best energies, that you've been attracting scumbags, feminine or masculine scumbags, but scumbags nonetheless. But it's like now you're facing reality, you know? You deserve to deal with people who are honest, who are healthy, who are drama-free. I'm looking at all the flags, you know? You deserve that, but you have to understand that. You have to see that you don't need to deal with bullshit, that you don't have to settle for less. You deserve more for yourself. Okay, so I hope that helps you, Libra. Okay, now we're gonna go into Scorpio. Oh my gosh. You know, I'm so scared to do Scorpio readings because whenever I do Scorpio readings, let's put some positive energy. We're like, what? Let's see, Scorpio. What messages does Scorpio need to know? 1:16:43 for Scorpio. What messages does Scorpio need to know for this new moon energy? What message does Scorpio need to know at this time, Spirit Angels, guides? Work through your feelings. Work through your feelings. So it's the last quarter moon in Aries. Remember I was talking about me? I have a last quarter moon. I was born on a last quarter moon. And the moon is about releasing. So this is about releasing certain feelings, allowing yourself to experience the feelings, allowing yourself to work through the feelings so that you can move past it and not have anything heavy, no heavy emotional burdens, sadness, resentment, bitterness, anything like that. Just work through any emotion that you may be dealing with, Scorpio. Because remember, blockages, whether they're real or energetic, you know, even though energy is real, but you know what I mean? Real, like tangible. The clapping my hands means tangible, apparently. They can slow down progress in something. So what advice do you have for Scorpio spirit? What advice do you have for Scorpio spirit? What advice do you have for Scorpio? Okay, we have judgment. Being ready to release. Decide something, if something's worth resurrecting, is it something worth releasing and letting die? So that you could close out a cycle and have a new beginning. It's also, it's like facing your final boss. Because if you look at the judgment card, look at that, there's a dragon. And Dorothy's going up to the dragon. She's going to face her fear. She's going to face whatever it is that is her final boss. Something. How come I'm thinking about video games? She's going to face her final boss. And I say her because it's Dorothy or Alice. It's one of them. Wizard of Oz or Alice in Wonderland ladies. Yes, and to be true, be honest about whatever it is that you need to cut out, whatever it is that you have been maybe not seeing. Time to cut out any confusion, any distractions, see things for what they are and not what you want them to be. Remove any illusions. Especially, okay, if you think about feelings, it says work through your feelings. You have to understand, Scorpio, where your feelings are coming from. Are they coming from a place of ego or are they coming from a place of is it like, do you have a reason, like a real reason to feel a certain way, or is it all in your head? And it's about being clear on why, what is causing these emotions. Is it insecurity? Is it fear? Is it unworthiness? Anxiety? Have you been lying to yourself, deceiving yourself? Not trusting your intuition. It's about following your gut. You know, your feelings, like I like to say, our feelings are our teachers. They tell us something that doesn't seem right, doesn't feel right. But in order for you to really be able to discern why you're feeling a certain way, you had to work through those feelings. And then you have to see, are these feelings coming from a place of, like, is it coming from an honest place, or is it coming from a place where it's your fears and egos playing tricks on you? Is it your higher self or your intuition telling you? Or is it your ego, the little devil on your shoulder? You know? Your shadow self, the part of you that wants to remain limited. This is about trusting your intuition, finally making the decision to see the truth. Trust your intuition and face your final boss. Maybe this is like facing yourself. Some of you may need to face yourself. The judgment is Scorpio. High Priestess is Pisces and the Ace of Swords. Are you going to let your fears control you, or are you going to control your fears? Think about it. I said she's going to face her final boss. She needs that sword to slay that bastard. The final boss. How are you going to use that sword, Scorpio? Are you going to use it to cut out whatever may be holding you back? And it could be, has to do with your feelings and how you've processed your feelings. How do you let your feelings control you? Because Aries, like I said, is action. Do you let your feelings control your actions? Because this is the last quarter moon in Aries. Are you letting your feelings dictate your actions? Or are you trusting your higher self? Are you trusting your intuition? Remember, feelings, they last for a certain amount of time, but what makes them last as long as they do is if we hold on to them. So there may be some feelings you may have about something, someone, or about yourself that you need to detach from. But in order to do that, you have to see things clearly. You cannot allow your emotions to cloud your judgment anymore, if that's what you've been doing. Okay? I hope that wow. What spirit message does Scorpio need to know, right? What spirit message does Scorpio need to know at this time? This is gonna lighten the mood. Your aura is a little crusty. So there needs to be some sort of spiritual cleanse, especially if there's gonna be this battle, taming that demon. Because that's what's going to clear the energy. That's what's going to allow whatever you're manifesting. And this doesn't say anything about specific manifestation. It just talks about just release, let go, detach, because this is all about the self. There's nothing about anybody else. This is more personal than anything. And your aura is a little crusty. This is about transforming yourself, not allowing allowing your emotions to guide you, but not control you, not dictate your actions or your future or your thoughts. Because feelings, you visit them, you look at them like a museum. You go to the museum, you see your feelings, you look at it, you observe it, you evaluate them, then you leave. You don't stay looking at the same emotion forever, This is about releasing and clearing your energy because your aura is a little crusty. Okay, so I hope that helps you, Scorpio. So now I'm going to go for Sagittarius. 125 for Sagittarius. What message does Sagittarius need to know at this time? What message does Sagittarius need to know at this time, Spirit? Oops. What message does Sagittarius need to know at this time? What message does Sagittarius need to know at this time, Spirit? What message does Sagittarius need to know at this time, Spirit? Take a breather. It's time to take a breath, take a break, free yourself. Take a spiritual bath because she's in the water. This is a time of liberation. I don't know if some of you have been feeling burdened, and it's so funny. No, I'm not even going to say that's I'm going to share that with somebody else because I know it's Sagittarius, so it's funny. I think he's going to get a kick out of that because that's so funny. So it's something that you need to take a break from. Take a breather, because when we're told to take a breather, that means take some space, take some time to yourself. Allow yourself to take a break from something that may have been very heavy, may have been very stressful, Let's see. Sagittarius, yes. Take a breather. If there's something that you've been feeling like you have to move very quickly with, you feel like you're rushed or anything, this is a period for you to slow your roll, Sagittarius. Take things slowly, take time to reflect, to evaluate, to discern, to observe, to gather, analyze, but not so that you're like, it's like going hermit in a way. I'm getting hermit vibes from the Knight of Pentacles. It's taking time so that you can look at things from a different perspective and not be in the midst of whatever may be a stressful moment for you. And it's like allow yourself that time to rest, to recuperate, maybe even spruce yourself up if you feel like you're looking a little scruffy. And so that you could put yourself out there and whatever it is that you want to do. Or just have a renewed energy with the Page of Wands coming in, you know, making sure that you're taking time to have fun. Maybe you're working so much. You've been working, but you don't make time for fun. So, and Sagittarius, you're like the fun sign, you know? So Sagittarius, you're the fun sign. So you definitely need that, especially to recharge yourself. So make sure that you're taking time to do the things that you love and to take a break, you know, from whatever pressures you may be experiencing, if possible. You know, I know certain situations it's not always possible, but don't run yourself ragged. I feel like that's something that you need to transform throughout this year too. And I mean throughout this astrological year with this new moon cycle starting, because I think that you have been neglecting yourself in some way. And it's time for you to give yourself a break. Give your heart a break. If you think about the Demi Lovato song, give your heart a break. Can I get one more card for Sagittarius? Oh, 2 cards. Yeah, you got the Two of Pentacles about balancing. But I feel like it's definitely going to be requiring you to find a happy medium, happy balance. But also this is about you putting up some sort of boundaries to make sure that if you are already overworking and that there are a lot of responsibilities or things coming towards you, it's about you putting up your defenses to protect yourself, even to protect your time and your energy when you are making time for fun. So I feel like that's what Spirit's advice is for you, Sagittarius, because you need to make sure you're having fun. You know, you're the fun sign, you know. My grandmother was a Sagittarius, you know. God rest her soul. Okay, what message does Sagittarius need to know at this time? Okay, got 2 cards. You've outgrown that BS. Now, act like it. Okay? So if there's something that you are no longer resonating with, especially when it comes to matters of the heart, because you see there's a heart, broken heart, there's a love note, toxic relationships, it's time for you to understand that you are no longer resonating with that type of behavior. You're not resonating with those types of energies, and, you know, they have been a drag to you. They have brought you nothing but sadness, burdens, and probably even sucked the life out of you, sucked the joy out of your life. And that may be where you need to take time to yourself to transform that energy, transmute it, because you are temperance energy in the major arcana, you know, transmute that energy so that you can use it for your benefit, you know, for your ultimate happiness and joy, right? And then also, if you're one that tends to compare, comparison is a thief. I like to say comparison is the thief of joy, right? No, I don't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't make that up. I'm sorry. There's another quote I made up, and it's not that. Comparison is a thief with bad vibes. So if you're finding yourself in this place where you're looking at how your life is and comparing it to other people, remember you're not them and they're not you. You are unique and they are unique. Their experiences may not align with yours. So if they have something you want, you're not going to get it the same way they did. So you're going to have to follow your own path and follow your own journey. If that's something you need to hear right now, you know, you're your own person. You have your own experiences and you're going to have your own obstacles. Someone may have an achievement that you may want for yourself, but no, it is possible, but you just may not attain it in the same manner that person did. And know that you are able, you're able. You're able, you're capable of achieving the same thing. It's just that it's your life may have taken a different path than everybody else's. But the thing is, the wisdom that you have from your own experience has value. And when you would make that achievement, whatever that achievement is for you, it's going to be just as valuable as that other person's, but it's just going to be valuable in a different way, you know? So there is no comparison. All right. So that's it for Sagittarius. I hope that message resonates with you. So now I'm going to go into Capricorn. So that's going to be 132:17. For Capricorn, 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 Capricorn. If you're new here, my name is Tan. Artemis Oracle is my channel. I'm an article with tarot and oracle card reader. And I welcome you. Thank you for joining today. Even if you're just viewing, I hope these messages resonate with you. So far, I've already done Aries through Sagittarius, and now I'm going into Capricorn. I'm keeping track of the timestamps so that I could put the timestamps later on today. So what does Capricorn need to know at this time? What message does Capricorn need to know at this time? And feel free to watch all the messages because they may resonate with you in some way or another. Because remember, we have the astral houses and your birth chart has all the signs on them. Just some signs may be stronger than others. For me, I have 4 Scorpio placements. So Scorpio is the strongest zodiac sign in my chart. So you can look up your own birth chart, Google it. Cafe Astrology is really good, and they explain to you everything, the placements, what sign is in what house, all that information. It's interesting to learn. It can be a bit confusing, but it's interesting. Okay, so Capricorn, let's go back to Capricorn. Capricorn. I'm gonna put a new time set for Capricorn, 134:02. For Capricorn, what message does Capricorn need to know at this time? Keep your heart open. It's the same message that I believe Libra got this message too. Keep your heart open. Capricorn, I know you're the workaholic sign. Oh my God, I split the deck and look, the devil. I'm not saying you're the devil. Just so everybody knows, I don't have anything against Capricorns. I have Mars in Capricorn. Okay? All right, so keep your heart open. Don't let your fears and insecurities prevent you from or trap you in any way when it comes to whatever it is that you want for yourself. You need to remain, look at this, the Justice card came out. You need to remain balanced. There's something you need to balance in your life. Balance your thoughts, balance your work. If you're like, from what I know about Capricorns, if you have very heavy Capricorn placements in your chart, or your chart is Capricorn heavy, make sure you're making time for yourself to take care of yourself, nurture yourself, because if you're overworking, you're going to create some sort of imbalance in your life. And it could have to do with areas in your relationship too, if you are in a relationship. So, but I don't know if some of you are distracting yourself from relationships because of the fact that maybe you've experienced some sort of challenges, because maybe you put work in ahead of relationships. But if love is something that you want, and I don't really know if that's a Capricorn thing. I mean, I think Capricorns, people want love. People want to be in loving relationships, you know, but I know the stability, the money, the foundation is important. But no, love is just as important too, you know? But it's also make sure that you're making time to have fun, to enjoy your life, and not focus so much on your finances and stuff. If you've already established yourself in some way, you feel pretty much secure in where you are, you taking time to yourself and to do something fun, to have fun, even go back to some childhood thing that you like to do, whether it's like playing video games or throwing batons in the air or dancing or whatever it may be, even paper mache, some creative thing. Allow yourself to create. I think some of you may need that too. Make sure to take time to create. Anything else the collective? Capricorn needs to know? Keep your heart open. It's possible for you to have both love and money. It's just, you got to find the right person. Maybe you need somebody who's just like you, who wants the same things when it comes to financial stability and security, you know? Oh, this card. Tower. This is what I'm getting. I feel like once you are able to find some sort of happy balance or happy medium for yourself, that you're going to be able to see some sort of balance in your life. But it's important for you to make time to have fun and enjoy life, you know? And I think that once you find out a way to do that, that's what's going to clear the path for whatever it is that you may be wanting to manifest to come towards you. You know, if there was some sort of past disappointment from a relationship, it's important for you to heal and remove anything that may be putting like making your heart like an ice box, you know, making you cold to love, because that may be blocking other things from you too. You know, that's why it's important for you to keep your heart open, because if you have anything that's blocking like your heart chakra, that may affect any type of anything that you love outside of a person or wanting love. It could block anything from you because of that blockage. You know what I mean? Like that blockage can interfere with anything that you may be manifesting, that something that you care about, something that you love, that could still interfere, even if it doesn't have anything to do with a relationship. You know, so that's why it's important to keep your heart open. Your advice from the spirit messages, this is the Sassy Spirits deck, is girl, even your tarot deck tied to him. So if there's somebody that you have been very fixated on, it's important for you to start to release them. You know, maybe this is something that's going to be illuminated to you, that maybe there's something that you've been holding on to, or someone that you've been holding on to that has been blocking you in some way. And it could be some sort of energetic cord or bond that you have yet to sever or detach from. But it's important for you to detach from that so that you can clear your heart space for whatever it is that you desire for yourself, whether it's love, career, finances, abundance of any type that you may experience, you know? So I hope that message is helpful to you, Capricorn. Okay, I had to take a little break right now because I'm getting a text message. So hold on a moment. Okay, thank you for your patience. So now we're going to be going into, I just read Capricorn, so we're going into Aquarius. Aquarius. 140. Okay. Aquarius. What message does Aquarius need to know? My fellow fixed sign, the innovators, the humanitarians of the zodiac, the trailblazers, step up and lead. Okay, you got New Moon in Capricorn. I just read for Capricorn. It's so funny. But you have them step up and lead. So there may be something that, I don't know if some of you, this is what you want. You want an opportunity to become some sort of leader. And it could be in any humanitarian efforts that you may be a part of. Maybe you're wanting to start a non-for-profit. You want to start a charity, or you want to create some sort of scholarship, or just be a part of some sort of progressive movement that is beneficial to not only, to what your vision is for the world, but it helps the world improve in some way, because that's what Capricorn, I mean, it says Capricorn, that's what I'm saying. That's what are about. You know, they're about changing the world, impacting the world, inspiring others. So let's see. What message does Aquarius need to know at this time? Let me see if I get any other message for her. In my mind, I'm getting something about confidence. I don't know if this is something that you've tried to do before. I don't know if you started some sort of program that will be beneficial to other people, but it didn't turn out the way you wanted. It was something that you put a lot of your time and energy to. You were very much focused on it, but somehow it turned out to be a disappointment to you. Maybe you were dealing with people who weren't as honest or shared the same vision as you. So it kind of left you feeling a sense of lack or disappointment, or being even disheartened, maybe even demoralized, because you saw a vision for something and their intentions were not the same as yours. They may have been focused on themselves rather than the collective, if you know what I mean. And you will know how that resonates with you. But it could also have to do with some sort of relationship. I don't know. I don't think it's a relationship, because step up and lead. I don't think it's that. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, wow. Yeah, I feel like whatever you put so much time and effort, it was like training. It was training for you, because whatever time and effort, energy you put into something, whatever you were very much focused on, that you ended up walking away from, it's what's allowing you to walk into whatever your purpose is, because you have the Wheel of Fortune here. And this is something fortuitous, not only for you, but for whatever your ultimate goal is. You're going to be making some amazing changes, but it's a matter of you being able to reconcile what has happened in the past, being able to learn and move on from it, but then continue to go towards your passions, not losing hope or losing sight that whatever your vision is possible, because this is something that you really care about, that you really love. And the time and energy that you put, it was not for waste. It was not wasted time. You didn't waste time. Like, it was like training for you, because whatever you experienced is kind of prepared you for the types of energies that you may be facing with whatever your ultimate goal is, right? And it's also allowed you to gain courage and bravery, and even take pride in your work ethic, but also take pride in your intention, take pride in whatever the vision is that whatever vision that you have, that's going to make a great impact on the world, you know? And the world doesn't necessarily have to be global. It could be within your family. It could be within your community. It could be within your city, your state, your province, your country. Take it as it resonates. But I feel like this experience is what made you stronger. It made you wiser. It made you more braver and even tenacious, you know? You know how lions, their jaw is very powerful. So it's like, once you take a bite out of something, you're not going to let it go, you know? And this is a matter of you also recognizing the power that exists within you. And this is something that could have happened from this past experience, you know? But it's a matter of you being able to reconcile the disappointment that happened and be able to move forward, move forward towards what your ultimate goal is. And whatever it is, it's fortuitous, it's positive, And it's funny because Leo is the opposite sign of Aquarius. That's your opposite sign, So I really love that for you. So I feel like you already know what you're capable of. And this experience that disappointed you, it just also shows how much integrity you have. Because whatever you may have been dealing with in the past that didn't work out, and for some reason I think it's other energies that didn't share the same vision as you, that you were like, you stood your ground, You stood to your conviction. You are loyal to whatever your cause is, you know? And that loyalty is going to serve you. So don't lose sight of that. Aquarius. Got you. Remind you is Aquarius. Okay. So let's see what your sassy spirit message is, Aquarius. Whoops. What's Aquarius' sassy? I'm going to get you another one. Can I get another one for Aquarius? It kind of ties into this card, it ties into what I said. You saw something that you couldn't unsee. And it went against your convictions. But right here it says, you wanted red flags, not a damn parade. So it's like whatever you were dealing with, you put a lot of time and effort. You ended up finding, or the results always ended with some sort of red flag. Something that kind of let you know that it's time for you to walk away. It's time for you to turn your back. I know this isn't the Eight of Cups, but you see the turtle has his back turned towards these. You know, he's facing the 3 cups, but the 2 cups are behind. So this is about you reflecting on what you've experienced and accepting it, reconciling with it, and learning from it, but then turning around and then going towards your ultimate goal. You know, what your heart desires, working with people who align with you, who share your vision, you know, because that's the 2 of Cups. That's a partnership. I'm not getting love vibes. This is more career. This is more like something. Love is important and stuff, but I feel like this is something life-changing, not only for yourself, but for the people that you're wanting to help, or communities that you may be wanting to help. But then look, stop trying to save people who wouldn't share their snacks. So you may have been dealing with people who were just very much selfish. Oh my God, selfish. Oh my God. Very much selfish and only thinking about what they could get out of it rather than thinking about the collective, the highest good of all. Because that's what you're thinking about. That's what your intention is. You're thinking about how this is going to affect everybody, not just how you're going to gain, what you're going to gain from it. And what you're gaining is not, it doesn't have even anything to do with you. Only the satisfaction of knowing that you made some sort of positive impact. That's what you want from this. Whoever you were dealing with, they were only thinking about, and it could be in a relationship too, but I'm not getting relationship. I feel like you may have been dealing with other people. Maybe working for some sort of organization that may have been very shady with their practices when it comes to not-for-profits, for volunteers or charities, or any organization that may have been trying to help people, but they were more like helping themselves, like this energy is. So I hope that message helps you, Aquarius, and I wish you much luck in your endeavors. Okay, those cards fell. Yeah. Much luck. And the Wheel of Fortune fall. Yes, much luck. So now we're going to the final sign of the zodiac, Pisces. Okay, let me read this message really quickly. Okay. All right. So let's see. So we're on the final sign of the zodiac, Pisces. What message does Pisces need to know at this time, Spirit? What messages does Pisces need to know at this time? What normal messages does Pisces need to know at this time? Release control. You gotta release control. Is there something that you have a vice grip on? Is there something that you don't want to release, that you don't want to let go? Are you holding on to a specific outcome and not detaching from it? This is definitely one of the best ways to stop a manifestation from coming in. This is about having faith that things will work out the way you want, and that you have a certain part to play, but you don't have to play all the parts. Certain parts you're going to have trust the universe, trust the divine, that everything will work out the way that it's meant to. It's just a matter of you doing your part and then releasing the parts that you have no control over. The only thing you have control over is what you can do on your end. Other things are not meant for you to control, not meant for you to know how it's going to work out. It's just a matter of having faith, and you having a vice grip on something and wanting to control every mechanism, every moving part, every aspect of a specific manifestation of whatever it may be, that is creating some sort of blockage, and it's not allowing there to be a natural flow of things. With you trying to control things, it's showing that you're not really having any faith, that you're not having any trust, and it's creating resistance, and possibly even it's definitely slowing things down for you. And I speak from experience when it comes to that. And I have a midheaven in Pisces, but I just know from past experience what that's like. You want something specific and you just like obsessing over it, thinking about it and thinking about like everything that you can do, and or maybe you should do this, it's like you're getting in the way of your own manifestation. The moon, that's Pisces, the Cancer's card. It's like the fears. You have a fear that whatever it is that you want, it's not going to be possible unless you do something. And sometimes you just don't have to do anything. You just have to let it be, Don't let your fear get in the way. Continue to have faith and work on those parts of yourself that, is there something that you feel like you have to take control of because you think something's going to stop it? Like, not everything is, and I understand. Trust me, I understand. Because I am a very controlling person. I do admit that, And this is not my reading because I'm very Scorpio heavy, But I feel like it's like once you release control, things start to move. Things start to move very quickly. Remember, the Chariot is like always, it's a moving vehicle, And if you're still holding on to something, it's like you're putting the brakes. So it's like you're trying to press the brakes and the gas pedal at the same time, but you're not going anywhere. All you're doing is wasting your energy. You're burning yourself out. So that's why you have to release control. You have to take time for yourself, and in this respite of like releasing control, maybe this is a need for you to reflect on why do you feel like you need to control everything, or whatever it is you're trying to control. One more card. So Chariot, that's Cancer. On the Caesarian card. Okay, that card flipped. Yeah. It's like the Chariot and the Tower came out. You got 3 major arcana. I feel like once you start to like, okay, I did everything I can. I have faith. All will be well. Everything will work out the way it's meant to. And then it's like this tornado effect. It's like you doing that is creating this tornado effect that's clearing the blockages. And that's what's going to allow the Chariot to move forward, But you have to release control. Easier said than done. Trust me. I know. I have a Capricorn Mars and I'm a Scorpio. 4 Scorpio placements. With the Leo moon, ego pride. Trust me, I know. I understand. I understand. Okay, I didn't even put a timestamp for Pisces. You can manifest while you're miserable. You can't. Lower vibrational energy creates a blockage. You feeling like you have to control everything. And even like if you notice, if you've been controlling something and you haven't seen any sort of improvement, it's because you feel like you're making things worse. Yeah, because you are. You're getting in your own way. So sometimes you're going to have to sit your ass down and know that everything's going to work out, that you did everything that you need to do. Now it's time for you to rest, to relax, and just let the chips fall as they may. And they may end up better than you expect, Pisces. And I don't know what it is that you're trying to control, because it doesn't give anything. There's no love, there's no pentacles, there's no fire, there's something. So it may be very general for you. but it could be just where you want your life to be. Maybe something you want to do, what you envision for yourself, you know? But some visions, if they have a lot of moving parts and include other people, then of course you're going to have faith that everything will align the way it's meant to for you. It's just, but you had to release control, detach from the outcome, and then things will start to flow. You know, it's just a matter of you having faith. You know, if you want to expend your energy, I would suggest that you do so with praying and journaling, just taking that energy. If you feel like you have to do something, then try to transmute that energy, but towards like introspection, reflection, you know, just so you could gain a better insight, but also be able to use that energy where you feel like you have to exert it towards something, exert it to or transmute it into something that is beneficial to you. Maybe do something else, distract yourself with something else, but more constructive, not like you're like watching TV or Netflix. Maybe you could do a little bit of that. You could definitely do that, but you know, but also do more productive things. Maybe work on more manageable goals, things that you can actually have control over, where your actions can really show an impact. But there may be something that you want that's even greater than you, that requires you to have a lot of faith. So you have to release that anxiety, the worry that it won't happen, you know, because that low vibrational energy creates a blockage and doesn't really allow things to flow through. Okay, so I am finished with all the signs, and I hope everybody resonated with their sign's message. And if you would like me to do this again for like just regular general, I could definitely do that. I really enjoy reading like this and reading for each sign. It's something that I've been wanting to do, but I would prefer to do it as a live instead of individual videos, because I'm not going to film videos and they not be seen. I feel like the lives allow me to get more viewers and be seen, put myself out there. It's also me putting myself outside my comfort zone, because doing a live has been helping me with getting more comfortable and sharing what I love with you all, but also giving you a different perspective, a different way of looking at things, some advice as a human, a fellow human, and someone who has experience in certain areas in life, and just also being a source of entertainment and imparting whatever wisdom I can with you. So I really appreciate every one of you for liking and subscribing and just taking in the messages and seeing how they resonate with you. If they do resonate with you, you can let me know in the comment section, because I'm about to end this live stream. And you could also subscribe to my channel. And I go live during the weekdays, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I go live at 2 p.m. Eastern time and 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I go live twice, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And on Wednesday, I go live around 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. I don't go live during the weekends, because that's my time to be home, do what I gotta do, decompress, you know, take care of myself. So if you want to see more from me, I really do hope you subscribe and put the notification bell just to be notified when I am going live. I will try to schedule them so that you'll know, and you can always watch the replay as well. So once again, I thank you so much for joining me today, subscribing, liking, and I hope I see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.